Now we talk about the types of test. Okay, what are the different types of test involved in the hypothesis testing? So, the null hypothesis is always denoted by H naught, and they say it always specify that it equals a parameter, as we saw in the previous examples. Okay, alternative hypothesis, that is HA, states that the parameter is, for alternative hypothesis, it can be less than, it can be greater than, or is simply not equal to. So we have three choices for the alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis, so what I'm saying, it can be less than, it can be greater than, or it will be simply not equal to. So we have just one choice for null hypothesis, and for alternative hypothesis we can have less than, greater than, or simply not equal to. Some books explain different ways, but it's better to follow the one to avoid any confusions. Okay, so we are going to follow this one. So according to this, we categorize the statistical test as left tail test, right tail test, or a two-tailed test. Now as you can see, the name, you will get the things from the name, get the idea from the name. See, left tail, suppose this is the value of mu. This is the value, this is the value where the values are less than mu, and this will be the region where values are greater than mu. So if we talk about left and right, so it is the left side, and here it is the right side, right? Let me just erase it. This is the right side. Like if from mu we are taking the values greater than, we say that it is right tail test. If we are taking the value less than, we say that it is left tail test. So this is how it is defined, the type of statistical test. Left tail test. So this is what I explained. If it is a left tailed, we test is called left tail test if HA is a parameter which says the value is less than the value, the claimed value of H naught. Okay, that I was talking about. Less than, if it is less than, it is left. Similarly, we say that the test is right tailed if HA parameter is greater than the claimed value. So if it is on the right side, means it's the greater type. Okay, and when we talk about two-tailed, so it means we are not sure the value is less or more, but value is not equal. So we say that the test is called two-tailed if HA is not equal to. Means we are not saying that the value is less than or higher than, but we are just saying that it is not equal to that specific value. So we can represent it like this. Null hypothesis will be H naught mu is equal to K. Let's take the K will be the value, historical value. Okay, then left tail test will be mu less than K. Right tail test will be mu greater than K, and we say that two tail test if alternative hypothesis is greater than, is not equal to K. So here we can use H1 or HA. Let's keep it a standard. We are going to use HA. Okay. So null hypothesis is of only one type, but alternative hypothesis will be of three different types. This is A, B, and C. So if we have one with A, we call it as left tailed test. If we have one with B, means same null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis like this, we call it as right tailed test. And if we have one with C, means not equal, we call it as two-tailed test. So this left and right tail test are known as one-sided or sometimes it is also known as one-tailed tests. Okay, so these are the different names that is used for these things. So again, this is what I explained before. So if it is two-tailed test, we have H naught like mu equal to mu 0 and alternative hypothesis mu not equal to mu 0. So we say that it is two-tailed test. Left-tailed test, mu equal and mu less than, alternative hypothesis. And here alternative hypothesis greater than. So these are two categories of one-tailed test, and this is only two-sided test. Two-sided or two-tailed. We can use different names for this. So as I said, different books use different criteria. So in constructing hypothesis, always state the null hypothesis as an equality, because it is easy for you in this case that the probability of type 1 error can be controlled. So that's the benefit of having this null hypothesis as equality. For example, if you have this question, a car manufacturer advises that its new subcompact models get 47 miles per gallon. Okay, let mu be the mean of the mileage distribution for these cars. You assume that manufacturer will not underrate the car, but you suspect that the mileage might be overrated. So now you can see here the word underrate and overrate. So now for this situation, this scenario, you need to phrase the null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis. So what shall we use for H naught? What it is claiming, the person is claiming that this new model will give you a mileage of 47 miles per gallon. Okay, and it is mentioned that from the past experience, it's known that this manufacturer not underrate the car, but he always overrate. Means, what does it mean? That in the previous years when he launched a model and he claimed that the mileage of the car is 40 miles per gallon, but when the people tried and tested it, it comes out to be 38 miles per gallon, less than what he claimed. So this is the nature of this manufacturer. He always overrate, means he always says more than the actual thing, more than the actual mileage of the car. So in this case, what we have to do, we have to find the null and alternative hypothesis. So the null hypothesis, as I said, we say that in null hypothesis we always agree with the claim. Okay, so we say that okay, the manufacturer is saying that it should be 47 miles, fine. We say that the null hypothesis is H naught, which is mu equal to 47 mpg. Now we need to get the alternative hypothesis. Now to get the alternative hypothesis, we have to go with these things, like, see, you assume that means you have to go with the previous experience, that you assume that the manufacturer will not underrate, but you suspect that the mileage might be overrated. So means if he is saying that the mileage is 47 miles, it can be less, like it was experienced in the previous one. He was claiming that it is 40 miles per gallon, but it turns out to be only 38 miles per gallon. So in this case, the alternative hypothesis will be mu less than 47 miles per gallon. It's because of this word. He will be overrated. So you need to identify these words and get the appropriate alternative hypothesis. Okay, because how we are saying this alternative hypothesis? From the experience. We believe that advertised mileage is too high. We are not sure that how much it will be actually, but we know that if he is claiming it to be 47, definitely it's going to be less than 47. So in this example, what is there? Suppose you want to verify that 60% residents of the Muscat possess car. This is the statement that you want to test. Now, we can take a small group and test the reliability. Now, when we are talking about reliability, it means we are checking that it is correct or not. Means, what do we mean by it's correct or not? Means whether 60% residents have car or not. Okay, so how we'll do this? See, as we say that null hypothesis is always that we go with the claim. So we say that okay, mu is equal to 60. Okay, this will be the null hypothesis because we always go with the claim. Now to write the alternative hypothesis, what we have to do? We need to get the proper word, like what it will be from HA. We know that HA, alternative hypothesis, it can be less than, not equal to, or greater than. So we need to check that out of these three, out of this first, second and third, what will be our alternative hypothesis. So for that we need to find the appropriate word from here. So we say that what we are going to test the reliability. So it means it is correct or not. So it means it is 60% or not. We are not talking about less than 60% or more than 60%. We are just talking about it is correct. Correct means equal, or not correct means not equal. So in this case, this will be your alternative hypothesis. So this will be your alternative hypothesis. So the highlighted word is it's correct or not when we are checking about the reliability of the claim. So the alternative hypothesis will be not equal. So remember, alternative hypothesis will be any one of these. It cannot be all three together. Similarly, in this example, suppose the government of a country wants the statistics of COVID-19 patient in the country. Okay, specifically they are interested in deciding whether or not the COVID-19 affected population have reached 20% of the total population. Okay, so how do we express? First of all, we say that okay, yes, it reached the 20%. This will be the null hypothesis. Then when we talk about the alternative hypothesis, suppose if it is not, so it means we are not saying that it's more or less. We take this word and it says whether or not means not equal to give you the alternative hypothesis. So null hypothesis will be mu equal to 20. In alternative hypothesis, mu not equal to 20. See, here, what is here? Suppose the government of a country wants the statistics of COVID-19 patient in the country. Specifically, they are interested in deciding if the number of COVID-19 patient is more than 20%. Number of patient is more than 20% of the total population or not. Okay, more than 20% of the total population. So we will express here in this case, first we say that okay, mu is equal to 20. This is the null hypothesis, and the alternative hypothesis will be more than. So see, in the previous example, whether it was whether or not. So whether or not, so we got the type not equal to. So in this case we say that alternative hypothesis will be with not equal to, whereas here it's more than or not, so we used greater than. Okay, so we used greater than. Similarly, if I change the word less than 20%, so again here this alternative hypothesis will become less than 20%. Null hypothesis remains same. So this is what I am talking about. You need to identify such words to get your alternative hypothesis. So if we take another example, if we are interested to know the burning rate of a solid propellant used to power air queue escape systems. So specifically we are interested in deciding. What is interested in deciding? Means what you want to decide? The mean burning rate. Again we are talking about the mean. Mean is the mu that we are denoted by. So as I told you before, we can use the word average or mean. So the mean burning rate is more than 50 centimeter per second. So we need to test this thing. So null hypothesis will be, first we say that no, it is equal to 50 centimeter per second. And for alternative hypothesis, like if this null hypothesis is not true, we will go for alternative hypothesis. More than means greater than. We'll go for this alternative hypothesis. Again here if I use the word, here the word was more than. If instead of more than I'll use not more than, means negative of more than, which is less than. So in this case null hypothesis will be same, alternative hypothesis will be different. Okay, so you need to know the synonyms like greater than. So you can use for this greater than, not less than, more than, like this. So if you see such kind of words, you have to use the term greater than for alternative hypothesis. If it is like, you will use less than when you see the word less than, not more than, okay, like that, or shorter than. The example, so here it says that a package delivery service claims that it takes an average of 24 hours to send a package from New York to San Francisco. Okay, this is the claim of the company. Okay, an independent consumer agency is doing a study to test the truth of this claim. So there is an agency who wanted to test the claim of this company. So several complaints have led the agency to suspect that the delivery time is longer than 24 hours. So this is what is from the agency, testing agency, that the delivery time is longer. So you got your word longer here. Okay, so when we talk about the null hypothesis, so as we say that in null hypothesis we always agree with the statement and we say that okay, the average time or the mean time will be 24 hours. So we say that okay, null hypothesis H naught mu is equal to 24 hours. Then for the alternative hypothesis, if mu is not equal to 24 hours, then how much it will be? Is it less than 24 hours or more than 24 hours? So for that we will take the results from this testing agency which says that it is longer. Longer means greater. So on that basis we use the alternative hypothesis to be mu greater than 24 hours. Okay. So here in this example it's like company manufactures ball bearings for precision machines. The average diameter of certain types of ball bearing should be 6 mm. So this is the average diameter. So this is the mean, that is mu. Okay. Now to check that average diameter is correct, the company formulates a statistical test. Now the company just want to check that it is correct. They are not saying that it is less or more. They just want to check it is correct or not. So we say that it is equal to 6 mm or not equal. Okay, so this will give you the basis for the alternative hypothesis. This will be for null hypothesis. So when we write about it, so we say that if mu is the mean diameter of ball bearings, the company wants to test whether the mean is 6 mm or not. So therefore H naught is mu is equal to 6 mm. Okay, so we say that HA, so this is what I said, the hint, they say that it's correct or not. So error can be in either way. The diameter can be too small or it can be too large, right? So in this case, we say that the alternative hypothesis is mu not equal to 6 mm. That diameter is either smaller than or larger than 6 mm. They just want to check whether it is same or not. Because if there is an error, if it is not 6 mm, then there will be a problem. It will not fit to that specific machine. So such errors can cause issues, the problems. So that's why we need this hypothesis testing before coming to anything. Now, the next term that we use here is the level of significance. So how do we define the level of significance? It's the amount of tolerance of error. So generally we say that the maximum error that is tolerable in any system is either 1% or 5%. So we represent the level of significance by alpha. So we test it for 1%, or we can say 0.01 value of alpha, or 5%, or the value of alpha as 0.05. So I think it's obvious. 1% means 1 into 1 by 100. So which gives you 0.01. Okay, similarly we get 5% for as 0.05.